Hello everybody! Yesterday I took it slow. I just did some cleaning and I really cleared up my space, my desk especially, and the shelf that I have next to it, which I really needed, and I feel so much better having that cleaned up because I made my space a little bit more functional for me. I just feel so much more like organized and better for it. Today I basically am working all day. I'm working 9 and probably to 12-ish, 11-ish tonight. I'm gonna try to come home early instead of hanging out after work. It's been really freezing in New York, but I wanted to take you along on a few days of my life, although Monday, Tuesdays is a little bit harder because I work late. I did have an amazing 5-star read over the weekend. 2 5-star reads actually. The first one is this one, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Winstead, and I actually almost read this in one sitting, but I ended up not having enough time, also because I was just getting distracted by other people around me. But this is a psychological thriller about 6 friends in college. One of them ends up murdered and the other is accused of the murder. 10 years later there is a school reunion, a college reunion, and the 4 left go, but the brother is trying to figure out who the real killer is because the one who was accused of her murder, the police could never actually prove it. It is so good. It has a unreliable narrator. It goes back and forth between the past and the present. There are some POVs from the side characters, and it was keeping me on my toes. I thought that I had it all figured out, and it was just amazing. I really fully enjoyed this. 5 stars. Yesterday, in one sitting before bed, I read Displacement by Kiku Hughes, which is a graphic novel taken from like her family's actual story about a young teen with magical realism who gets displaced, travels back into time with her grandmother in the Japanese internment camps, and just very educational and heartbreaking about the time when Japanese Americans spent wrongly imprisoned in internment camps. And I also gave this 5 stars. This is my simple all black OOTD black turtleneck with a necklace my sister got me for my birthday, with corduroy high-waisted pants and this gold belt, and with it I'm just gonna wear combat boots and of course a mask, which will also be black.
Drops in the sky. She likes to go down on me. Let it down, let it down, let it down.
Hello. Laundry's going, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. Hold on, I think this is crooked. I worked. It was a slow work day, and I tried to get home early, but I ended up waiting 40 minutes for the Q train. Already the queue sucks because it rarely comes, but late night it gets even worse because even fewer trains are running. Because of that, I was able to get a lot of reading done, and I read just over 200 pages yesterday of my new read, which is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, which I'm reading for the Read in Color book club, Janani's book club. This is the first time that I'm joining hers. I know she reads a lot of fantasy, so far it's interesting. I mean, it's at 3 stars, which is pretty normal for fantasy for me. It takes me a while to get into. I'm not a huge fantasy reader, if you couldn't tell, but I'm very intrigued because I feel like it's very Asian inspired, but not specific to one country. I'm also very intrigued by the magic in this story. So in this story, Shiori is a princess, and she's the only princess. She has 6 other brothers, and she has a stepmother. She possesses magic that she's not supposed to have, and it seems like she's the only only one, like none of her brothers do. Her stepmother turns out to possess magic as well that nobody knew about, and she ends up banishing the princess Shiori, and she turns her 6 brothers into crane, and if they try to tell anybody who they are, it's impossible to do so, or they come into harm, or they die, or something really like that. And so Shiori, the only one who can use magic, is unable to speak, or else her brothers will die. So they're trying to find a solution into getting the kingdom back. I would say I'm almost halfway into it, not bad. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen because it's a new high fantasy world for me, so I'm really interested, and I know that the live show isn't for another week or so. Last week, Coda and I purchased concert tickets, like totally on a whim, for Monsta X because they're gonna go on tour, and I only recently, like not recently, but like almost a year ago, fell into K-pop, and my boyfriend has been a huge K-pop fan, and the entire time we've been dating, like he's been listening to K-pop, showing me music videos, and I just never got into it. Like something just clicked last year. I don't know what it was. So Monsta X and GOT7 are the new groups that I'm like, and a little bit of Twice that I'm exploring and getting into, and the tickets weren't too bad, so we purchased tickets, and we were supposed to go to the concert on Saturday, actually, this coming Saturday, but it got postponed. I don't know, they didn't explain a reason or anything, but it's happening in May, which I'm still really excited about, and it gives me more time to like study up on their music and listen to everything that they have. I've seen all their music videos so far and all their single releases, so I've just been jamming out to Monsta X so far today. I'm gonna start getting ready for work, I think, after I squeeze in a bit of editing. Set my alarm, usually for the 8.5 hours that I try to get, and I ended up sleeping for 11, which is why I had a late lunch around 3:30. I split a sandwich with Coda. He had to stay over because the place we usually stay at is unavailable to us at the moment, but I think I'm gonna try to leave the house with him today. He has work today. I don't, but I need to return a book at the library because I finished 6 Crimson Cranes. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I just was really interested in the world, but I kind of felt like I was rushing through it, not because I wanted it to end. I mean, I am intrigued by the ending and to see where it would go. It reminded me a little bit of Shang-Chi. It also reminded me of the Poppy War, which I need to get back into. I wasn't like super invested, and I feel like Takgang was a little bit way too trusting, especially for a young warlord. But he's very, very nice, and it's really cute. I'm not gonna anticipate the next book. I mean, if I pick it up, I pick it up. But this book, I had heard about it, but it wasn't necessarily on my radar. I just read it to be part of the book club. On Goodreads, the reviews that I saw of people that I follow weren't that great either. Today's gonna be my last day of filming, so hopefully I could try to get some shit done, even though I need to edit this vlog because I feel like it's just been so slow. I haven't really been doing anything because I haven't.